Hi everyone, it's Olga again, week 2 of my course at Melbourne Uni, and wanted to share what happened last week and what I was learning and what I got out of it. So on Monday we were presenting our first assignment, our first project, where we were asked to make an artwork based on the prompt of 2010, reflecting about self. I'll show it to you in a second, what I created. So that's the artwork. You might have seen it on Instagram already. I've posted that with some questions around, what do you think this is about? And what we did on Monday, we were looking at everyone's work and describing what we are seeing, and then reflecting on, okay, what do we think that means and what it's all about. So my project is basically this one, and in 2010 I just graduated from university. I've done architecture and urban planning, and this is actually my final project. So this stuff was printed large on the wall, and I was presenting that project. And my memory from that time was that it didn't go very well. I was really stumbling to say what I wanted to say, and I didn't really enjoy it. I feel like I kind of failed. I didn't really like the project, and my initial idea was to, I guess, distance myself from that memory and from that project, maybe make it super small and in the distance. But then while I was working on it, I actually discovered or thought or reframed that experience as, well, it wasn't actually that bad. It was a culminating point of 5 years of studying, and gave me new opportunities, a diploma, and the public speaking failure, you could say, was a catalyst for me to join Toastmasters and learn public speaking. So it was kind of actually a positive thing. So this artwork is titled Reframing. So I'm kind of framing my project as lawyers or doctors frame their diplomas, and here we have a journal entry from 2010 saying how I wasn't happy about it, and then a journal entry from 2020 talking about how it was actually a positive thing, and it's reframing how I was and how I am feeling about that project and that final presentation in 2010. So that's what this artwork is about. I quite enjoyed, having the discussions with peers and lecturers about all the artworks, and this one also sparked interesting conversations. People quite enjoyed it, and I quite enjoyed making it and thinking about it, and really the process of making it made me reframe how I felt about an event in the past. So quite, I guess, interesting and impactful. I don't have to remember with pain and cringe the event in 2010, my final presentation. I can fondly think of it as a nice thing. So that's one thing. Then we had the lecture on Tuesdays, and that was about the second wave of feminism in art. So the first wave is just like suffragettes and having basic rights to vote and do basic stuff, and then the second wave is more about exploring what does it mean to be a woman, and other stuff. And the lecture was, I guess, showing female artists pushing the boundaries, a lot of, I guess, body work or nakedness, and one especially impactful project was where the artist, I guess, gave agency to the audience to do whatever they want with her body, and then how it impacted her, and people really took advantage of that, and it wasn't pleasant. Just exploring how the bias, like the masculine, was considered good art, and what women created was secondary, and how we should look at that and be aware of that bias. Then on Wednesday we have a project where we can do whatever we want, create whatever artwork in whatever medium we want, and having, I guess, one-on-one sessions with the lecturers, with the tutors, to help us, think through the problem, and I guess have some time making and seeing what other people are making, and then bounce ideas of that. And it was really interesting to hear what other people are thinking and what projects they have. I was, I guess, thinking more meta about what do I want to get out of uni, and what should I focus on. Some ideas, and but yeah, really the conversation that I can be having with all the people around me there, yeah, it really helps me push my thinking, my boundaries, my perception of what's possible and what art is. And so I'm really enjoying that aspect. I don't really get to talk about art, especially in such depth, with people around me. Not everyone is so interested. Maybe a few conversations here and there, but it's really nice to be able to go in depth and explore those different topics. And I went to an exhibition at Melbourne Uni, and there wasn't many labels in there, so I found that experience quite interesting as well, because you couldn't really understand the artworks by reading about them. I was actually at the lecture where they talked about those specific artworks, and then I went to an exhibition to see them. So I knew a little bit, and yeah, I think the description and the story is really important, because sometimes we go into an exhibition and there's just the artwork, and it's easy to just read it at the surface level and not really understand it and dismiss it and get out. So yeah, then we're missing all the richness and all the thought and half of the artwork. So I think for me, the description and the labels are kind of important. So yeah, that was week 2. Really enjoyed the process of talking about art and listening to what other people creating stuff thought when they were making it, and how the collective, let's say, group perceived the artworks without the labels, without the explanation, and how that impacts my practice as well. Obviously, if I show you a thing with no description, people might be either curious or not interested, or dismissing it because of just lack of understanding, which is totally normal. So yeah, it makes me think, how can I help people looking at my stuff understand it in a way that's deeper, and that will help them understand what I kind of wanted to convey. So that's what I got.